So Terry, the Montagu Cup, to people outside the area, they might not know the competition too well or not even know it all. What does it mean to the local area?
Montagu Cup's massive. It's been going probably, I think 125th anniversary. Was it last year or the year before? So it just shows how long it has been going. For me, it's a great way to start a season. You hit ground with competitive games. Obviously, you get your friendlies, but Montagu Cups, it's always first competitive game we have. And when I came back to Wombwell, previously it was, but I've always said Montagu Cup's a competition we want to go as far as we possibly can in. Probably for my first time I ever entered competition was when I left Wombwell for 2 seasons. I went with Wath Sarahs, and it were only then that I'd played in it previously, but it were only then I realised that what it means to particularly your Rotherham based sort of your Waths, your Mexborough, your Swintons, Romarsh, how big a competition it is to them. And I played for Sarahs. I think we played Dennerby. We played them in 2 years, 2 finals in a row, lost them both. But I remember Saturday night, it's always played on Bank Holiday, Easter Monday. And I remember, Sunday night, Keith Thacker, who was manager at Sarahs at the time, he told all players we were meeting down at Sarahs, and I'm thinking it's a bit strange, night before a cup final, all lads going out on a jolly. And we met about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and at that time, pubs only opened sort of Sunday night, 7 while 10. So I went into Sarahs, and we ended up going round Mexborough, round pubs in Mexborough, only drinking orange juice, which suits me. I'm quite happy with that. But we're only drinking orange juice, and the thing what really hit home, what amount of people were coming up and like shaking me. I didn't even know them, shaking my hand. And we went in one pub, a working men's club, and they'd got a blackboard up in pub, and they'd got all players who were playing names up on board, and odds. There were odds, and I'm like, what's that? And similar to FA Cup, when I remember FA Cup as a lad, and you used to sort of get up at 9 o'clock in the morning and watch all build up to FA Cup. It was like that, and they'd got all odds for players on who were first to score, who were first yellow card, and it just smacked me that these are taking it serious. And from there, obviously, we ended up going round pubs. Then following day, obviously we turned up, we played, lost, but what a great final. I think there were probably 3,000 people watching final, and that was quite common then. It was the norm to turn 2,000, 3,000 people out. And it used to be a family day out. Everybody in Mexborough, Swinton used to turn up to Montagu Cup, and it was from then that it's really struck a chord in with me that it's an important competition, and I always try and put a stronger side out as possible. And as I say, I've been fortunate enough a few times to, as a player and as a manager, to get to the final. So I'm really looking forward to Sunday's game.
And obviously, last time you won it with Wombwell was 2009.
Yeah, I think it was my first season managing them actually. With a good side, we won treble. We won Montagu Cup, League Cup, and League. We played Westville in final, and I think we won 4-1. Players such as Jake and Daz Smith, I remember they played. Jake was probably 16, it was his first final. I think he got last 10 minutes. Young Daz Smith played, but we've got players like Craig Rousey. Craig scored an absolute worldly free kick from about 35 yard. Ronnie Cameron got sent off. Great striker, lightning quick, and he ended up with getting in a tussle with another one of my ex-players at time. Obviously he didn't play, he played for Westville, Luke Sykes, and him and Ronnie got into a bit of a tussle, and they both got sent off. And I always say to Ronnie, I says, it were a good ploy, Ronnie, I says, because Luke were their best player, you were our worst player. So getting us both down to 10 men, I think it was 1-0 at time. I know Mark Arlen, whose son Will plays down at Wombwell, Mark scored for us that day. Simon Chadburn, who still played for us on Saturday in a friendly, Chaddy scored. It just was a great final, and I hope that it's not last Montagu Cup final I lift, and with a bit of luck it might be this year that we go on and win it again. it won't be one to try because we'll definitely get a good goal.
They said there's going to be a lot of enthusiasm Sunday, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a couple of years ago, for the first time I can remember, we didn't turn the team out, and it literally got to Saturday night and we were scratching around for 11 players, and we didn't turn the team out, and it gutted me, and I said that'll never happen again. Looking at the squad who's made themselves available for first round this week with 20 players, so it just shows how we move forward, and hopefully what I've told these lads what it's all about, they all want to have a piece of it, and we'll have a good squad out and we'll get a good goal, but you can't get, there's no given in Montagu Cup. Last year when we played, I think we were 1-0 down up here against Swinton Woodman for about 45 minutes. Then Jake scored a great goal, get us back to at 1 apiece, and I think we went on a 1-3-1. But it was a really tight game all the way through, and I can see Sunday being the same. Woodman will come, they'll see themselves as underdogs. They'll certainly come and scrap for every ball, and they'll make it tough for us, and so they should. Hopefully if we stick to our game plan and we play well all day, we'll get right result.